Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well, and if you're tuning in for the first time, my name is Marianne. I'm the owner and the counsellor at Marianne Hanson Counselling Service. I specialise in working with couples and individuals around the areas of stress, depression, low self-esteem and relationships. And in this video what I'd like to talk about is 5 steps for mastering your emotions. So this is something that many of my clients come to see me about. They either feel they have one particular emotion like anger or sadness that is kind of overtaking them. They either feel overwhelmed with their emotions and feel they can't control them, or they've had lots of experiences where people have said to them, you're overreacting, or you're too sensitive, or you're too emotional. So the first thing I want to say is that we all have emotions, and you can't sort of walk around being a robot and not feeling things. And there are people actually who, when they're depressed, severely depressed, that is an issue for them as well, because they feel numb, they don't feel anything. And that's another thing I work with people to try and help them to find that passion, that purpose, and try to help them to feel. So it's not a matter of managing your emotions and saying there's something wrong, I can't be angry, I can't do this, I can't cry if I'm feeling sad. It's more about mastering your emotions so that you're doing it in a way that is helpful to you, but also that other people understand how you feel or understand how to respond to you. So the first step is to identify and name the emotion. Take your time to think about what you're feeling. So some deeper emotions usually lay underneath the superficial emotions. So an example is if you're feeling angry, sometimes what you're actually feeling is sadness. But because you don't want to dive into that sadness, you suppress that emotion and it comes out in anger. And it's the same as if someone is feeling happiness, but maybe they feel they shouldn't be happy because maybe there's other things going on in their family or in their life. So a good example would be society has expectations of how we should behave. So if there's a funeral and you are celebrating the life of that person and you seem really jovial because you know that that person has had a good life and this sort of thing, people will look at you in a funny way and be like, why are you not crying? Why are you not sad? We've lost this person. But you have your reasons for expressing it in a different way. So don't ever be fearful of identifying and naming the emotion, and also don't be put off if other people don't understand. The second tip is to investigate the emotion. If you can get to the bottom of why you're feeling the way you do, it really helps. When people are stuck with an emotion and they don't know why they feel that way, it can be really hard for them to either take action. A counsellor will still work with you, but it's almost like we have to also try and investigate. Has there been a trigger? Has something happened differently this week that's affecting how you feel? Is it seasonal affective disorder? Is it the weather? Is it, have you had any changes in your life? So usually emotions don't just start going all over the place for no reason. There's a foundation, there's a trigger somewhere. So if you can investigate the possible reasons, it will be helpful for you to take action. The third thing is to communicate to yourself and to others if needed. So when sometimes people feel a certain way, they'll say to me, I feel really sad, but I don't want to burden other people, so I'm not going to say anything to anyone. So then they're going around the person, they're displaying certain behaviours, they're being snappy, they're not talking much, because they don't want to say, do you know what, I'm not having a good day today. We're all entitled to express how we feel. How someone responds to us because of how we express it, that's their entitlement as well. But I would say if you can get into a habit of communicating, either to yourself by saying, do you know what, I feel really angry about what just happened. Do you know what, I feel really sad about this thing that's happened. Or to say to other people, sometimes we just say, I'm fine. I remember when I was at university and I was at a party and someone said, are you okay? And I was like, no, not really, I've got exam, blah, blah, blah. And my friend turned around to me, he's still my friend, but he said, you're not supposed to say all of that, he said. When people ask, are you okay, they're just asking. You're supposed to say yes and leave it at that. You don't need to go into... And it shocked me because I'm thinking, well, they want to know what's happening. And I'm not going to lie and say I'm okay when I'm not. But this is like typical how lots of people think. They're just saying, hello, are you okay? Are you all right? But they're not expecting the response if you say, no, you're not, because then they have to do something. And for a counsellor, we're fine with that. We want you to express how you feel. So get into the habit of it. Number 4 is don't judge or label your emotions as good or bad. You don't need to put a label on it, because if you label something as negative when really it's helpful for you to cry, it's helpful for you to be sad at that moment, because what you don't want to do is suppress that emotion because you're seeing it as being negative. And this happens a lot, especially with men. So that's why the suicide rates for men are the highest, because they'll suppress the emotion that they're feeling, and then they'll put on a brave face when really deep down they're drowning. And so what we need to start doing as a society, male, female, whatever age, whatever background, is not labelling an emotion as being, we always have to be happy because that's a good emotion. We can never be sad or angry because that's a bad emotion. It's how you feel, so own it. And then the fifth thing is to decide how you want to respond. What feels right to you in the moment. Nobody can say to another person, they can suggest what might make someone feel better. But if someone wants to just take the day to just cry, to just relax, to journal, to not go to work, and that's what they need, then that's what they need to do. You know, I think that we sometimes allow other people to say to us, you know, just get on with it. You know, get out of bed and just forget about how you're feeling, or just go into work, it will make you feel better. But sometimes those are temporary solutions, so they might work because you're going into work, you're distracting and avoiding how you feel, but tomorrow morning when you wake up, you're still possibly going to feel the same. So tackle it head on, make a decision. How am I going to deal with this? How am I going to respond? So they're the 5 steps. Identify and name the emotion. Investigate why you might be feeling that way. Communicate to yourself and to others if you want to about what you're feeling. Don't judge or label the emotion, and then decide how you want to respond. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to share it with others. Don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed it, and also consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye.